Ano nga ba ang AMAPS? Ang AMAPS or Amateur Media Association of Philippine Scouts ay isang samahan ng mga aktibong kasapi ng kilusang scout sa Pilipinas na nagnanais maging isang tauhan ng media ngunit walang sapat na kakayahan, pagsasanay at kaalaman. Kami ay naglalayong magsanay at magturo ng tinatawag na responsible media practice sa mga kasapi nito at gamitin ang mga social media and video sharing platforms para mas mapakalat ang ideolohiya at aral ng scouting sa Pilipinas. Kasama rin sa paninindigan ng AMAPS ang pamumuhay sa matiwasay na paraan upang makamit ang Sustainable Development Goals ng United Nations. Nakapaloob rin sa AMAPS ang Pinoy Scout TV na isang online channel kung saan mapapanood ang mga scouting talk shows, vlogs, webinars na pinamumunuan ng mga AMAPS regular members. May ilang shows din naman na pinapatakbo ng mga AMAPS honorary members, bagamat ito ay hindi regular kagaya ng iba. Ang pandemya ay nag-uudyok ng malubhang kawalan ng pag-asa, ngunit hindi tayo mapipigilan ito. Nagsusumikap kaming magkaisa laban sa lahat ng mga pagsubok at hamon na dulot ng pandemyang ito. Kaming mga miyembro ng AMAPS ay inaanyayahan kayong lahat na sumali sa aming organisasyon upang mapalakas, mapatibay at mapayaman ang ating samahan. Kung ikaw ay may talento sa pagsusulat, pagsasaliksik, pag-uulat at husay sa pakikipagtalastasan, baka ikaw na ang aming hinahanap at dapat na mapabilang sa aming organisasyon. Sa inyong angking galing at talento, sa aming mga nabanggit na larangan, ikay magiging malaking tulong upang maisakatuparan ang aming misyon. Kung nais niyong mapabilang sa amin, i-message nyo kami sa aming Facebook page na Amateur Media Association of Philippine Scouts. Bukas ang aming page sa inyong aplikasyon at buong puso namin kayong tatanggapin. Muli, kami ang AMAPS, Media by the Scouts, for the Scouts. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
Hello, Scouts. Good morning. Again, I am Scout Dave Anthony Jaime from Davao City Council, and I am your host for tonight.
And I am Eagle Scout Neptune Purillo from Negros Occidental Council, Star City, Negros Occidental. And I am your co-host for this night.
So, ayan, partner, no? So, magandang gabi sa iyo, partner. And magandang gabi din po kay
ating mga viewers.
Aguilar. And good morning po sa iyo. At good morning din po kay Sir Ren. Ayan, so good morning
po sa
everyone.
Lahat ng manunood ngayon.
Ayan. So, partner, ano ba ang meron today for this episode?
So actually, last na din na nag-observe tayo or nag-celebrate ng Earth Day, yung episode na to is naka-pattern or kumbaga adapted siya sa Earth Day.
Ayan. So, ayan nga, So, Earth Day is recognized as the largest circular observance in the world, joined by more than 1 billion people every year to take action, change human behavior, and create global, national, and even local environmental policy changes.
Yes, so with the recent secular celebration or observance, the Earth Day 2021, which was celebrated last April 22nd, Scout Heritage Night under Amateur Media Association of Philippine Scout joined this international celebration. And of course, this doesn't not end on April 22nd, but of course, this will continue every day. And this episode was actually brought to you by the Scout Heritage Night featuring Go Green in the Scouting Movement.
Ayan naman, So, partner, pag sinabing Earth Day, ano ang napapop up sa iyong mindset?
Yes, so before that, I would like to express, syempre, napaka-overwhelming na magbabalik muli sa live stream na to kasi medyo nawala ako ng ilang last week almost nawala ako kasi may medyo kind of interruption na naman sa electricity dito. But then kagaya nga ng last week nating celebration sa Earth Day 2021 by the AMAPS, so we have featured or we have allotted a live stream para lamang sa Earth Day celebration. And of course, we have featured some of the artworks from Scouts. But for me, Earth Day is not all about planting trees, taking care of our environment. Last pa nga, ma-Earth Hour tayo, which we switch off lights. But then Earth Day is just like, is a holistic event. Kumbaga, just not hindi na siya tree planting kumbaga kundi conservation, cleaning, and of course protecting marine biodiversity, earth, and of course the air. Yes. What about you, partner?
So, ayan nga partner, pag sinabi nga ng mga Earth Day is, sa akin naman is, alam mo na yun, like parang, or patuloy sa sinasabi ko is actually na-miss ko po talaga si Sir Neptune na matagal tayo di nagkita on this very live. So, alam ko na medyo kinakabahan nga tayo, dahil nga this is our second episode at nag-break tayo ng matagal-tagal. Pero ayan nga, pag sinabi ng mga Earth Day, of course, we humans or we people na sa Earth. So ngayon, gusto ko namang makisabay sa flow ng Earth Day. So ang ginawa po namin ng Earth Day is nagbakasyon kami. So ayan, so kung may napapansin man kayo na medyo nangitim ako ng konti kasi ligo po kami ng alam mo naman. So ayan nga naligo kami, and then actually maganda talaga yung niliguan namin, partner. So ayun. So ako naman is nag-flow na kami sa Earth and with the nature, and then like parang hiking ng konti and more. So ayun. So bago tayo magpatuloy sa ating guest, so good morning muna kay Kyo Zandel. But may pa-question mark. Pero ayan,
Uy,
nag-comment naman siya na ayan, masaya siya. Ayan, good morning. Ayan, so good morning for our viewers. So viewers, excited na po ba kayo na makita ang ating guest for today? So ang ating guest po for today is galing po siya sa Sacred Heart School o tinatawag na Ateneo de Cebu. At siya din po ay galing sa Cebu Council from the word Ateneo de Cebu of Eastern Visayas Region. At siya po ngayon ay Venture Scout at former Cebu Council Scout Representative. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Cebu Council and from the Sacred Heart School of Ateneo de Cebu, Jude Capanas. And ayan.
Okay, so hello po. Good morning po to all the scouts and scouters, to all our viewers, and to the entire AMAPS community. Good morning din po, Sir Dave at Sir Neptune. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate your introduction. Yes, so I'm from Cebu Council. I am from Sacred School, Ateneo de Cebu. Yan lang. Good morning po.
Ayan.
yes, good morning. So it's nice to have you here in our program tonight.
Thank you for
Especially
having me po.
napakaganda ng topic. Partner, madagdag ko lang before we proceed. Isa lang talaga yung yung pampatanggal ng kumbaga kaba is to like and share, and of course send stars para
Ayan
mawala yung
nga
kaba namin ni partner,
naman.
and of course continue yung Scout Heritage Night.
Ayan, no? So as you can see on
Ay,
the screen, support us by sending stars and availing our merchandise. So as you can see naman in the upper right of our screen, dito pala banda, is meron po tayong black and white t-shirt available na nakalagay pang Scout sign. So ayan, no? So you can send stars on AMAPS. So ayan, partner, no? At meron nga po tayong Amateur Media Association of the Philippine Scouts for our Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. So sa ating Instagram is Scout Media PH. Ayan nga naman, So, Scout Jude, are you ready for our questions?
Yes, sir. Ready po.
Ayan, so yes na yes, sir. So for our first question, atin muna siyang is mga light question. How are you this week with regards to the recently concluded Earth Day?
I'm doing well. Really fantastic, actually. Uh, as Sir Neptune said earlier, no, na it's not necessarily about tree planting or whatnot or those activities, but rather it serves as a reminder to us about our planet. And I think that's what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling very aware about my actions towards our planet. So yeah, that's all.
Ayan. So, para
Ayan,
sa first question,
empowered
basta,
youth, kumbaga.
no? And then sa first question pa lang, basta relax. Like parang, kumusta ka this week? Okay lang. Ayan. So, okay lang. Ganun lang. So, parang positive lang
Grabe, no?
mga sagot. Ay, parang walang stress, di ba? So, wala siyang mga hassles sa life. So, partner, so ano nga ba ang ating second question?
So ayan, so as he mentioned naman about sa Earth Day and the empowerment or awareness. So for you Sir Jude, what is the significance of Earth Day and what is Earth Day all about?
Well, as I said earlier, Earth Day serves as a reminder not only for us scouts, but for everyone, no, that we have a planet and it's our duty to take care of it. Um, I think that for scouts, most especially no for scouts, we have three main duties, which is duty to God, duty to others, and duty to self. But I think one duty that we don't always talk about, but is really related to those other three duties, is our duty to our planet. Kasi our planet is a creation of our God, no? So taking care of it is showing appreciation for his creation. And our planet is a home for everyone around us, no? So taking care of our planet is also part of our duty to others. And most importantly, we use the resources, we use it, so it serves as a way to play our part in our duty to ourselves by taking care of the planet, no. And in relation to our duty to God, I would like to remind everyone about what our Pope Saint Francis gave us, no, the Laudato Si, which highlights especially our duty to our planet as Christians. Yan lang po.
So, ayan nga naman partner, no, na tama yung sinabi ni Sir na protect our planet. Kasi nga naman, God made the planet and then ginawa niya para sa atin. So, dapat ay siyang pangalagaan, ano? So, ayan. So, anong masasabi mo partner sa
Yes.
kanyang sagot?
Ayan, sorry, medyo delay ng konti. Pero, and then, Sir Jude mentioned also about holistically naman. He also touched the aspect of spirituality in terms of nature and naaalala ko yung isang scout leader na sabi niya, nature is parang nagre-reflect the gift ni God and of course, we need to take care do nature para na rin ma-take care natin or ma-nurture natin yung gift na yon. So, kumbaga, pang holistically said or buong-buo na duty to God and country, and of course, our nature as part of our duty to God and to others, and of course, to our heritage or our country. And I guess if our viewers have questions, you can start commenting now para mamaya mag-aalat kami ng time to read your questions and of course, answer some of your questions or comments. Pati shout out na rin.
Ayan nga, ano. So, start sending stars na po. Actually, tayo is nag-send star na rin, no? So, if you have any question po kay Sir Jude about sa Earth or gusto niyo po siyang mag-challenge, kasi nga kanina, sabi niya, wala ako, so parang siya busy. So, kung gusto niyo po siyang mag-challenge sa ating show for tonight, you can comment it on the comment section. Ayan nga naman. So, third, so for our third question is, what are your experiences or most unforgettable moment in environmental campings or related camps?
Yeah, and that's a very nice question. um, okay, so I guess let's just get started. First of all, I'd like to share, no, why environmental activities in scouting they play a really big part in scouting, and they have a really big sentimental value to me because one of my first true campings, no, my first camping that was actually in like a in nature, when we were able to indulge ourselves within natural environment was the World Scout Environmental Program camp back in 2017. So that was when I was still a newbie to scouting, and that was my very first true camping because before that I only had one camping, and it was in school. And you're surrounded by the buildings in the campus, and so it wasn't the full experience. But then in that WestSep camping, we were at the Capitol Hills Boy Scouts camp, and there are a lot of trees there. It's on a mountain side, so it's a very great experience. No, I'd say the camping was a little overwhelming because it was, as I said, I wasn't very used to camping at the time, and it was not the most comfortable camping because it really brought me outside of my comfort zone, especially that it was raining really heavily. So everything was very wet. The whole campsite was not so clean. Our tents got flooded in the middle of the night. And so it was a really overwhelming experience. But it was this camping, at the end of this camping, was when I realized why I wanted to pursue scouting. And so I'd like to move to the activities we had in that camping. So first of all, we had a campsite cleanup. Not just our own campsite, no, but the entire Capitol Hills Boy Scout camp is open to people even if they're not scouts. So a lot of people would go there. They'd have mga picnics or yung camping din nila. And so what we did that day, on the first day or on the second day rather of the WhatsApp camping, was we had a camp cleanup. So we went around the entire Capitol Hills Boy Scout camp. Then we would pick up trash, and they made it into some sort of a game. Now the crew that could pick up the most trash had some sort of a prize at the end, and it really makes you think, no, that playing your part or taking your duty for your planet does not necessarily have to be boring. You can do more entertaining ways to play your part for our planet. And yes, so another activity, and I think this was my favorite activity of all, or the most major activity we had, was yung river cleanup namin. Kasi at the bottom of the mountain where the scout camp is, there is a river. And in this river, there's a lot of trash. The water is very dirty. And at the time, the thing that was going through my head was that it was quite disgusting. No, medyo maarte, pero that was back then. That was the mindset I had, and yeah, we had to clean up. So the trash you would find ranged all the way from mga candy wrappers, pakpak ng pagkain, or mga sachet ng shampoo, all the way to mga diaper or whatnot. And you can tell, with that, you can imagine the different kinds of trash you can see in the river. And the river was not a very deep river. So it's also at risk of maybe in the future, if it gets too hot, baka it will evaporate naman or something like that. So it's a river that really needed cleaning. It really needed help. No, and so we had our cleanup and followed. And after the river cleanup, we had another activity, which is the last activity I want to talk about, which was our jungle hike. So this was our hike going up the mountain. Kasi going down, we just passed the normal roads or the pathways. But on the way up, we decided to take the less paved path. It's the jungle hike. It's a very steep climb. It's a little dangerous, especially na it rained the night before. So the rocks were quite slippery in that camping. And I remember that when I was so tired at the end of the camping that I kind of didn't like I didn't want to do it again. But after further reflection, I reflected what were the impacts of my actions during that camping? What did it do for those around me? And that is when I realized that that's why I wanted to stick to scouting. I wanted to continue scouting. And so that's why it has a very big sentimental value for me. Yan lang.
Ayan nga naman ano.
Yan.
So,
Very well said.
sa mga binanggit mo ni Sir is parang medyo ako natawa, napasaya dahil nga we experience naman agad na no. Like parang yung first mo na clean up na parang, ew, diaper, uy, ano ba to? Like,
Yeah.
parang ganun, di ba? Kasi
Oo
ikaw,
naman.
hindi ka sanay, di ba? So, ayun. So, huwag ka makalala, Sir, hindi ka nag-iisa. Marami tayo. Lahat naman siguro tayo mga scout. Naka-experience na kaya. Di ba, Sir Neptune?
Yes, yes. And actually, if I may share, yung first actually kung first na outside camp ko is actually Camp Capitol Hill, Cebu din. And we have same experience din kay Sir Jude actually. And of course, napumulat ka na napaka-forested na area ng Capitol Hills. But then some parts are cemented. And na i-interject ko na rin yung road less traveled by na sinasabi ni Sir Jude na hindi siya masyadong na terrain.
Ayan. So, for our fourth question, what are the things or important lesson you learned from those campings or experiences?
Well, I think I'll just focus lang sa yung second activity, yung river cleanup. But this also goes for the entire camping itself. So first of all is pushing to go outside of your comfort zone, no? Kasi if we want change in this community, doesn't matter if it's about environmental change or related to education or technology or whatnot. I think you have to go outside of your comfort zone kasi that's how you have a comfort zone in the first place. The reason we have a comfort zone in the first place, we have our houses and whatnot, is because those before us went outside of their comfort zone to make it possible for us to experience the privileges we have experienced now. And I think it goes the same way that in order for those in the future, for those ahead of us, to experience an even more comfortable life, we should play our part just as those before us have to really make a change. And this involves, like I said, going out of your comfort zone, doing things that you don't want to do, but you know you should be doing. And so this leads to a second learning of mine, which is how things are livable. No, sa river na yun, it was very dirty, right? But it was very, it made me realize how important it was to the community that surrounded the river. Kasi there were people who would still wash their clothes or get water from the river, or they would take a bath in the river. And to us, it looks like, ew, that's very dirty. Why are you doing that? Pero sa kanila, that's what they have to live with. That is the resource that they have. And so they're being resourceful by living with the water from that river, no matter how dirty it is. And so it really made me think, and it made me reflect how we ourselves have to be resourceful. And at the same time, we need to identify what are the resources that the rest of the community need or have, and find ways to not only maintain it, but at the same time improve it. No, we're so used to having tap water or mineral water, so the least we can do for our community is to maintain and improve the resources that they have to use. And for us, it's weird, but for them, that's normal. And yeah, it's very important to them. So it should be important to us as well because it is our community. I think the last one is the last learning I learned from that camping was how scouts are for the environment. Scouts for the environment, no? Because I before I joined scouting, I always heard, oh, scouts do this, like mga outreach nila, or mga scouts you mag first aid or emergency, or scouts will do this good stuff and that good stuff, mga ganun, ganyan. But then it was in this camping that I really learned, no, what role scouts play in the environment. And what I learned, especially since it was a camping for the entirety of Cebu, was that scouts are not alone. You should take advantage of the fact that scouting is a worldwide organization, and so you have brothers and sisters who can help you in whatever endeavors you have, whether it's helping your community, having environmental programs in your community, or whatnot. We should all learn to take advantage of, dare I say, the manpower of scouting. So, yan lang po.
Ayan nga naman. So, napakahaba ng sagot, ano. Pero, ang nakuha ko talaga doon is yung last na Scouts is for the environment. So, ayun na, um, if I can
Napaka...
advise you today na, ano partner, sige go.
Sige, partner. Tuloy mo lang, partner. Sige lang.
Ayan, so, i-imagine ko today, if paano nga naman kung wala nga tayo mga scout. Hindi naman sa kung walang scout, makula ding earth, hindi naman sa ganon. Kasi nga naman, kung mag-clean up nga kasi naman ang mga scout, is parang kasi siyang marami, di ba? So, parang whole Davao City or whole of the council, so maraming school. So, maraming nagpipick up na trash. In that simple na pagtapon na lang nga sa mga basura is a really big help to our environment naman, ano. So, para naman sa'yo, Sir Neptune?
Ayan. So what I really like about Sir Jude's answer is that we need to, kumbaga, we are so fortunate na ganito yung, maswerte tayo na ganito yung nasa surroundings natin. And of course, as a payback, we need to volunteer and we need to, kumbaga, yung sa mga areas na yon na kumbaga parang less fortunate na areas or kumbaga polluted talaga, we need to maintain those para naman at least ma-experience nila kung gaano ma-enjoy yung fresh water, yung malinis na tubig, yung malinis na hangin, ganyan, etc. So we are fortunate enough na, and of course, we need to be grateful and thankful na rin sa mga ancestors natin because of what we enjoy right now, especially freedom.
Ayan nga naman, ano. So, for our fifth question, can you share some of your programs or projects to promote Go Green or environmental protection and conservation? Who are on the organization involved, committees, individuals involved in making of those projects or programs?
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to mention what I said earlier was our World Scout Environmental Program, no? So this consists of the environmental camping that we go through as scouts, and this camping serves as a training and exposure for us scouts to really learn about our role in the environment, no? And I think that this is not just in my council. I believe this is a worldwide thing, I believe. And I think other councils have their own World Scout environmental program camps as well. So yeah, this was handled by our by Cebu Council for in my experience. Another program we have here, and I think this also implemented internationally, is the Scouts Go Solar. So Scouts Go Solar is a movement wherein people with experience with solar technology would have workshops or talks or seminars with scouts, and they would introduce different types of ways you can implement solar power or solar technology in everyday life. So I think recently, last month, especially na nagkaroon tayo ng Earth Hour, they also had the Scouts Go Solar workshop here sa Cebu. And they had it at an elementary school. Assemble sila ng mga solar lamps dun during their workshop. Yan. So that is also handled by our council. Now, para sa school namin, for my troop, we don't have any specific uh, environmental program kasi usually we just participate in those Go Solar and WhatsApp programs. Pero every time na may camping kami na near a source body of water, or even if it's not near a body of water, usually magkaroon kami ng clean up. So like for
Yes.
example, last time na nagkaroon kami ng survival camp sa troop namin, we were in Toledo, near sa beach nila. So nag-coastal cleanup kami dun. And that goes for every camping. No, we always have this saying, LNT, leave no trace. So this means that our trash, the trash that we bring or that we create during campings, should not be left at the campsite. No, we have to bring it home and dispose of it properly. And it goes beyond leaving no trace, but also making a change in the campsite. So if there were trash, even if it's not our own trash or whatnot, still pick it up then and then dispose of it properly. So like Lord Baden Powell said, leave the world a better place than you found it. That goes for the campsite as well. Leave the campsite a better place than you found it. And so yeah, yan lang yung mga programs namin.
Ayan nga naman ano. So, marami po siyang or nasalihan ng mga project. So, maliban ka naman sa akin. So, nakakaya naman sa'yo, Dave. Pero, yan, so mga, so mga sinasabi ni Sir na marami na nga na sa mga projects and all is about sa Earth. And so, bago po tayo magpatuloy is good morning po muna tayo kay Scout Jing Jing. And good morning din po tayo kay Dom Leo Pineda, Sir. Good morning po. At good morning po tayo kay Sir John, Sir, good morning from Romblon Council. So, good morning po sa taga Romblon Council. At kay Ma'am Bianca, good morning, Amaps. Hello po daw, Sir Jude. So, ayan. And, ayan, good morning po tayo kay Sir Padolina. Hello, Sir. Hello. Sir po, hello. So, ayan, no? So, napansin ko po is ginamit po niya ang frame sa amateur media. So, you can use our frame po to support our organization. So, ayan, ano. So, Sir Nep, what is our next question?
Ayan, so as Sir Jude mentioned na rin na yung mga projects na niya napaka-numerous or napakarami din. So, what are the problems, sir, you encountered or challenges you encountered in the conduct of those activities or projects?
I think yung mga problems that we experienced was really in relation to participation, no? Kasi a lot of people they don't see the benefits of joining these type of activities. No, they're looking for the direct incentive to join these activities, but they see no direct incentive. No? Maybe some of them they'll join WhatsApp, but they only join it because for the sake of getting the badge for WhatsApp. I don't think I'm not judging naman, no, pero I don't think that's the right mindset when you're joining those kind of programs. You're not joining those programs for any recognition for joining them, but you're joining them because of your love for your country, your love for your community, and your love for the planet. And that's that's why you should be joining those kind of activities. Kasi the problem with participation, especially if it's civilians or in non-scouts na they don't want to join because they think it's okay. For most people, when they use an item, no, they'll just or when they finish using something and it's trash to them, it goes into the trash can or whatnot, or sometimes not even the trash can. They'll just throw it anywhere, the litter. Then as soon as they let go of it, that's it. It's gone. It's no longer in their head. They don't want to deal with looking at trash. That's why they don't want to do cleanups. And especially for a lot of people, they'll say that, oh, it's not my trash. It's not me who threw the trash there. So why should I be the one who handles it, who takes care of it, who disposes of it properly? Why don't the people who throw it there just be the one to do it themselves. And I think naman as scouts, we should understand na some people don't have that mindset yet. Some people have yet to learn how to properly take care of the environment, and that's why we have to do the job. And I think this will be important uh, to be an example for others. And that's why I also appreciate scouts in terms of participation is kasi for scouts, there is no direct incentive, but there is what we call our obligation, no? So even if not for ourselves, even if we ourselves don't feel like doing it, but if not for ourselves, then for other people, we have to do it for other people, and we have to do it to fulfill our obligation for our planet. And that's why it's well, I wouldn't say very easy, but it's easier to get scouts on board with joining these kinds of activities, kasi for them, they know why they want to join, and it's much simpler like that. Yan lang.
Yes, that's right po, sir. And I agree, actually. Nakamute ka, partner? Baka may sinasabi ka, nakamute ka.
Ayan naman So, ayan so we agree po for your for your to your answer. So, sabi na din po ni Scout Sebelo, hi po, District 4 po, Senior Scout. So, hi po, sir. So, ayan ito nakita ko sa kanya is para sa Mercy Backdoor na si Father. So, ayan. So, ayan So, for our next question is, how can Scout promote environmental protection and conservation,
Um,
sorry.
well, for that, first of all, is you have to start by being an example, no? Because if you're not doing, as they say, you should practice what you preach, diba? If you don't do what you tell others to do, then how can other people trust you? Why would they follow you? Follow the leader kasi. So be an example. You don't have to do anything very drastic. It's not like you have to plant a tree every day, or you have to do a coastal cleanup every week. Well, if you can do that, then go ahead, no? That would be really good for our planet if you can do that. But you don't have to. Especially no because of the pandemic, limited yung mga options natin for doing those kinds of programs. So why not be an example in your home? Maybe it's by segregating the trash in the trash cans properly, or maybe when you turn off the tap when you don't need to use that much water. So conserve water at home, or turn off the lights to when you're not using it, to conserve electricity. No, sometimes we forget that electricity is really has a big impact on the environment, kasi to us, not just monetary costs, it costs the environment, because production of the electricity causes harm to the environment. So yan, you can turn off the lights if you don't need it, or minimize use of your electronics if you don't need it, if it's something that is not necessary. So another thing you can do, especially because of the pandemic rather, we have a lot of new people getting into the hobby of gardening or planting. So shout out po sa mga plantito at plantita dyan. So I know a lot of people have gotten into those kinds of activities, and so that's something you can do at home. And I know at the start it will feel very tiring, no? It will feel like hassle. It's something you're going out of your way to do those kinds of activities. Pero over time, you are going to make it a habit already. It's gonna be automatic in your brain. Now, oh, I'm leaving the room. Sige, let's turn off the lights. Oh, I'm not using the water right now. Sige, turn off muna yung tubig, 'di ba? You're saving not only money, but you're also saving the planet. See, so it's a win-win for everyone, 'di ba? Two birds, one stone. So that leads me to my second recommendation or suggestion is this is when you can spread the word. Now that you have these habits, now that you have these practices, people can follow you. People can use you as an example, and this is what you can use to spread the word. And like what was said earlier, no, during the Earth Day, we were looking at Scouts artworks and whatnot. So this relates to spreading the word. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be word of mouth, or you don't necessarily have to write. You don't have to always write on your Facebook. Oh, this is what you have to do, guys. This is what we're doing. Or you don't have to use verbal or text to spread the word. But then uh, try to get the message across through your own little ways. If you're good at drawing, then maybe you can make drawings that can inspire people. If you're good at storytelling, then make stories that you can get used to get the message across. If you're a musician, then go ahead, make some music or sing some songs, no, that can that just puts people in the mood to take care of the environment. Kasi if you do it right away, like if you make people jump straight into the activities, no, this is how you get people discouraged. But if you just set the mood right, if you put them in the right, you show them something, you make them do something small, you get them to start off right. That's how you can have them discover not only what you want them to do for the environment, but discover their own little ways to contribute to helping our environment. And this leads to the last one, which is share your practices. So if there are others like you who have different habits already of how they can contribute to the environment, then feel free, share your ideas, so you can give ideas to other people and gain some from them as well. No, it's like a trade. You're exchanging those ideas, and that way you're building a network of not just scouts but citizens of our planet. No, a network where you share different ways to take care of it. And yeah, I guess that's how a scout can really contribute to being to having people jump into being environmentalist. No, be the light for others. You don't have to do anything drastic. I remember, I think it was in that Westep camping na there was one of our instructors who said na you don't have, if you're in a room, you don't have to be a giant lamp in the center. You won't be able to light up the room as much. But then if multiple of you go into your own little corners and have your own small little lights, then you'll light up the room individually. But then it will be a much brighter outcome. No? And so we can apply that to being an environmentalist. You do your own little thing, you spread the word to 3 or 5 people, and they do their own little thing and spread the word to more of their friends, and then it's so on and so forth. Yan lang.
Ayan nga naman ano. So what a wonderful answer. So palakpakan naman tayo diyan. So bago tayo patuloy is shout out natin si Scout Padolina, shout out sa iyo. So ako is medyo natawa sa sarili ko. Dahil sasabi niya kanina, pag iwasan paggamit ng gadget. Kasi ako minsan, pag bored, parang on ng computer, tapos anong ginawa ko? Nag-on ako ng computer na sila akong ginawa. Tapos off na naman, on na naman, off, on, off, on. Sabi ko, dapat naman yun na. And then, yung mga nagtatanim pa nga, kasi dati, sinasabi ng mga mukha na, Dave, magtanim ka ng ganito, mga prutas, ganun, para, sabi ko, Mama, matagal pa yan magtubo, ganito, ganun, ganyan, ganyan. Hindi, para paglaki mo, may mag-ano ka, basta makuha mo yung mga bunga. Ay, mama, pwede makabili din sa kanto, may papaya, may avocado, may gano'n. Magtanim ka, gano'n. So, ako naman, nagtanim na naman ako. Tapos, naiinis ako dahil nga yung mga tanim niya tumutubo sa akin, hindi. Sabi ko na, ano ba to? Tapos, binumbahan ko ng tubig, tubig, fertilizer, and all. Yan nga, no. So, parang tatanim ako, is parang, di ko talaga alam, like parang, tutubo ka ba o hindi? Basta, ako play na sa kanya. So how about naman sa Neptune?
Yes, yes. Okay. let me, gusto ko yung napaka remarkable ng sabi ni Sir Jude. Let me point out lang yung sabi niya na it doesn't need to be a kumbaga big effort or strenuous activities or kumbaga parang what do you call this, big mga program or activities, kundi kahit na in our own little way lang, small ways in which we help, kumbaga if we help someone and then makikita niya yung effect or yung impact nun na positive or mas maganda, and then magiging mapapasan din yun sa friends niya, and then so on and so on, it will be a ripple effect until such time na magiging better world or kumbaga more sustainable to live in yung place natin. It doesn't need to be a tree planting, how many trees na ikaw mag-isa, but then it's collective effort and a ripple effect na din. Napaka-remarkable.
Ayan. So for our last question po, sir, no? What is your message to our fellow scout, encouraging them to do more and propagate the Go Green movement of the BSP?
Ayan. So, I guess I'd like to start by saying there are lots of steps to take. No, it's a long journey. There's a lot of steps you can take to being a better scout for the environment. So, I guess to get you started, first of all, is reflect on what the Mother Earth has done for you. What have you benefited from being here on Earth, no? So after you've done that, is reflect on what you can do for Mother Earth in return, no? Kasi it's our duty, as I said earlier. So after it really takes time. So usually for us, we, like I said earlier nga, we don't necessarily see the direct incentive. So that's why I wanted you to start off with reflecting on what she has done for us, is so that you can build some sort of incentive for why you should be doing what you should be doing, and why you should be doing that for Mother Earth. Next is remember your duties to the planet. As I said earlier, not just as a scout, but also as a citizen or a member of our community, our country, and the world in general. Lastly is you are not alone. There are scouts out there who are just like you, who have the same goals like you, and not just scouts, but other people as well. So, especially no, na a lot of our scouts, we are a youth organization. We comprise of the youth, and a lot of the older generations, they will always say that the youth is the future, no? And so we have to live up to that. Na we have to use our voices as the youth. We have to bring in our new youthful ideas into the mix, and come together to really make a change. And that's what, as I said earlier, na you're not alone talaga, because there are really gonna be scouts out there, people out there who have the same goal as you. So don't be afraid to ask for help. There's a lot of resources if you want to get started with those activities you can do at home, like planting or hydroponics. There's a lot of scouting, there's a lot of resources on the internet, like scouts having their own webinars and whatnot. So be resourceful, just like the people living by the river there sa Capitol Hills. Be resourceful with what you have, especially na limited yung options natin because of the pandemic. So, yan lang.
Yes, for me, and also let me add in part, sinabi ni Sir, na naalala ko palagi yung ginagamit, sorry, medyo ano man yung voice ko. Naalala ko yung ginagamit palagi sa essay nung elementary pa ako, excuse me. Na humans depend on nature, so we must nurture the nature. Yan. So, lahat tayo nakadepende sa nature. Kung walang trees, wala tayong pagkunan ng oxygen. Kasi yung oxygen, hindi naman siya pinaka-abundant. Isa sa pinaka-abundant, pero hindi siya ganyan karami sa atmosphere. So, we really need to take good care of our nature para na rin ma-take care na, he or she will take care of us also. Wait lang, inom muna ako tubig kasi medyo masak na yung...
Ayan, so ako naman, ano, um, akin naman is, gusto ko lang naman maidagdag na scouts, yun lang ano na simple pagtapon lang sa mga basura. As common, yung mga quote, simple pagtapon lang is a big help. Actually, it's a big really help. Kasi may nakita sa Facebook, si Ryan Hickman, taga-ibang bansa, na nag-recycle siya ng mga lata and all of that. And para pa siyang 7 or 8 years old. Tapos like parang, wow, ang like parang grabe siya na bata dahil 3 years old pa lang, nag-recycle na siya. And now, 7 years old, halos sako-sako, trash bag ang mga nare-recycle niya. So, ayan. So, partner, wala ka na bang maidadagdag
Ayan,
dyan?
nagbabalik na ano, right? Nakainom na ako ng tubig, hindi siya masyadong ano. And then, ayun nga, let me continue also with this, sa sinabi ni Sir, to conclude overall na sa this night's episode. All we need to do is to be a change in which we will start the change within us, and it will be a ripple effect, be followed by our fellow scouts, and we should be a volunteer for change. Para na rin, we are not aiming for incentive, we are not aiming for the badges, or we are not aiming for anything na payback or balik sa atin. At then we are doing this for the sake of our nature, for the sake of the present, and for future generations, para na rin ma-nurture or ma-enjoy nila kung ano yung pinagdadaanan natin, or I mean yung nasa current situation natin, and even mapa-improve pa, just like what our ancestors did na na-enjoy natin ngayon, especially freedom and nature itself. What about you,
Ayan.
partner?
So, ayan, no, so sorry lang sa mga loud noises na naririnig nyo
English.
ngayon. Ayan, so, sa akin naman is, save the earth talaga. Dahil nga naman, sino ang hindi mag-enjoy sa mga beaches na napakaganda, sa mga environment na, alam mo yung parang sa beach na, di ba, imagine mo sa beach na puno ng basura and yung beach na halos clean blue na blue, crystal na crystal. So, meron naman din ganon. So, please help our earth. So, Sir Jude, ito na pa ang panahon ng pagbati. Kung sino pa ang gusto yung batiin, press i-shout out din na po sila ngayon na.
Sige, so shout out ko lang po yung council ko, Cebu Council. So, hi guys, hope you're all doing well. Hopefully, I know na marami tayong projects in Cebu Council going on, not just related to environment. So, I hope that everyone in the Cebu Council will do well, no, in what they're tasked to do. Especially na nagkaroon lang sila ng bagong Catholic committee sa council namin. So, shout out din sa committee na yan. Good luck po sa ating lahat. I'd also like to shout out po my school and my troop or my outfit in school. So first of all, that's the Sacred Heart School at Ateneo Cebu Community and the Leaders Council. So yeah, hello po guys. Hope you're all doing well. I'd like to shout out po to one of a few of the most inspiring scouts for me in our outfit po, like si Sir Ken po, Sir Ken Volteador. Hi sir. Also to our Sir Daphne, hello sir. Hopefully you guys are doing fine with your projects. I'd like to shout out po my family. Nandito sila ngayon. Yes. So hopefully everyone, all of you are doing fine. A blessed day for all of you guys.
And so, sir, nagtanong po si Sir Padolina kung kumusta na daw po kayo.
Okay lang po. Nearing the end of classes na, no? Everyone's getting excited for the break, no? Nakakapagod na after klase, online classes every day. Always nakaupo, always in front of the laptop, no? So everyone's being excited for those breaks. Yeah, that's all. I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking po.
Ayan, no. So, napansin ko talaga na relax si Sela. Like, parang, okay lang. Di ba? So, ayan nga, no. So, imagine mo kung paano ka maka-girlfriend siya. Like, parang ang relax-relax niya magsalita. Like, parang, okay lang ako, ganyan ganito, ganyan, gano'n na dito, ganito din. Di ba? So, parang, relax. So, paano naman sa'yo, partner?
Napaka-commendable talaga ng the way si Sir Jude magsalita ay parang hindi siya soft spoken pero kalmado and smooth sailing or smooth lang yung flow ng pagsasalita niya. Napaka-commendable po talaga. And minsan nga ako actually sa stutter pa rin because I really want to speak faster para makatap yung ideas na gusto kong sabihin. But then nagsastutter ako and I really commend Sir Jude for speaking so slow. I mean, parang smooth lang. Napaka-commendable. And of course, I want to also insert din ng happy 115th Balao Festival dito sa Victoria City and kanina nga actually nag-attend kami ng mass for this Thanksgiving
Happy
celebration.
fiesta po,
And
sir.
to my yes, and to my local council, National Council, Victoria City Scout Committee, to Sir Day, to Telma, and to uh, all of our scouts here, to my family, and of course to our viewers na nanonood ngayon, and of course to all. And last thing, if you wanted to join AMAPS, of course, don't forget to fill out the application form in which makita. I will send it later or comment here in the comment section. And don't hesitate to be part of to be a member and be part of the organization. Ayan, partner, what about you?
Ayan, so sa akin naman, no, so gusto ko lang naman i-shout out ang lahat ng scouts dito na nanonood, sa mga remaining viewers. Good morning, at especially naman sa super comment ni Padolina. Hi, Sir Padolina. So, hello sa'yo. And happy daw siya. So ayan, sana all happy, 'di ba? Yun. Ayan, so shout out ko sa inyo lahat na huwag po kayong gumaya sa akin pag board o ng TV o ng laptop o ng cellphone lahat para lang alam mo, like, parang di ko alam ang ginagawa ko, di ko alam bakit. So, ayan, so shout out sa lahat na nandito, and shout out ko ang buong taga Davao City Council at ang AMAP family. And don't forget, viewers, to support our organization by sending stars and availing our merchandise. So, ayan, no? And you can find Amateur Media Association of Philippine Scouts on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. On our Instagram is Scout Media PH. So again, I am Scout Limantuni Jaime from Davao City Council, and I am your host tonight.
And I am Eagle Scout National Pilot Outfit number 19 from Victoria City, Negros Occidental Council, and I am your co-host for this night.
Ayan, so thank you po
Thank
for
you.
watching this live, and see you po next week. Bye-bye!
Bye
Bye
bye.
po. See you po.